and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're going to be doing another episode of The Final Pour. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. For all you returning viewers, good to see you again. So today's Final Pour episode is going to be the Claddagh Irish whiskey. This was a very intriguing bottle for me. Not just the whiskey and how it how the characters evolved and changed, but also the actual finding of this bottle. Now, as far as I've been able to find, I haven't been able to find it anywhere but one place, and that's my main store. The thing is, when this popped up on my radar, I want to say a couple months ago. Actually, I was going to say a couple months before I got the bottle. That's what I need to say. A couple months before I bought the bottle, this popped up on my radar. On the website and on the mobile app, it did not have an image. It just had a basic stock image of a bottle. Nothing particular about it. The image looks more like a generic version of like the Johnny Walker. It's got that sort of squarish type body with the label sort of slanted off the side. So yeah, it really was like, and it was $30 something. I think it was pushing $40 for, and it said a $3.75. So just as long story short, I'm kind of dried out at the moment. Long story short, the listing for this bottle was all off. No image. The price was wrong. The size was wrong. This bottle does not come in a $3.75. It only comes in the standard $7.50. The price for this, I do believe, like I said, I think it was just about $30. And for the longest time, I'm like, man, this has got to be a really good whiskey. If it's $40 something for a $3.75, that's got to be crazy. But it was on my list, but I was eventually going to work my way through it when I was desperate enough to try something more in Irish. I was going to go for that. And then one day I was just perusing the aisles and saw the name. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. That looks a lot like it. I pulled out my phone, I looked through my notes and whatnot, and sure enough, there still was no image. Everything was still wrong about the listing. So I took it to the front and inquired about it. And they told me it was like, it was just under 30. It was like 28 something or whatnot. And it was like 31 something after taxes, but with my discount and whatnot, it's like I said, I paid I think just under 30 for it. But it is a very unique, very interesting bottle. And the whiskey inside is nonetheless. So this is a final pour. If you're new, that's going to be quite a bit. If you're new to the channel, the final pour is a series that's a third part to a 3-part whiskey review that I do. I'm sorry, my mind is I think I'm dehydrated. I am drinking water. Trying to get this final pour. So the final pour is the last part of the review system. Okay, the first part is called Off the Rip. I bring the bottle home, I crack it open, I have the first pour, and I share my first impressions with you. Second part is about halfway through the bottle. I've given this whiskey time to open up, see if it'll mellow out, see if it'll change any kind of characteristics, gets better or gets worse. And I do the full review. I give you all the information I can. And then the final pour, as you just saw, I did pour the final bit out of this bottle, and now I'm going to share the final results of this bottle with you. It's got some, looks like it's pretty moderate viscosity, which I did recall that it had in the full review. It's still got a beautiful Irish whiskey nose. Still sweet, honey. All the great nosing characters that you love in a good Irish whiskey. Let's get it on the palate. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can definitely hear it in my head. That viscosity that gets on your teeth, and you get that sort of squeakiness as you're salivating around. You get a little bit of squeakiness. Yeah, so that still retained a good amount of that viscosity. It's got a really good mouthfeel. I'm gonna see if I can see. It's still got some pretty good legs going on it, even in the final pour. Now, this was, like I said, this was a very interesting bottle. When I saw it, first of all, and all that conundrum that went with it, I thought to myself that this has to be a crazy bottle for that price for just a 375. But then when it came out that it rang up as, $30, I was like, oh. But it did come in a nice fancy little bag, just like the Crown Royal, except I don't really care for Crown Royal. But you hear the news about Crown Royal? Yeah, they moved down the border, south of the border, into America. So that's a lot of stupid stuff going on up in their government system. They need to get that sorted out. We need to get our stuff sorted out. We as a species on this planet need to sort out. This is stupid. This is all stupid. Like, we all lived here together, and it's just stupid. Now, I'm not a liberal. I'm not registered as anything. I'm a person. I'm dealable. You can deal with me. We can have a conversation. We could work something out. Okay. I don't like being put in a box on a chart. And well, enough of that. Let's get back to the whiskey. Let me get another one on the palate. I'm sorry, I just went straight for the finish. I didn't want to take all that in right now. Like I said, I'm feeling a little dehydrated, but I wanted to get this video in because it's been sitting on there, and I don't want it to sit there with that final pour for too long and just kind of like dare it to go bad. So the finish is relatively mild. You still get some of that sweet but a slightly spicy characters. It's sort of like mainly on the top of the tongue, not really anywhere else. So the finish, I'm going to say, the finish feels like it's been slightly muted, but the nose is still, if there's a difference, it's indistinguishable to me. The palate still holds true. The viscosity is still pretty good. The finish, I think, was a little bit muted, but I don't know. Everything else is pretty good. The finish isn't bad enough. I don't say it's bad. I don't say there's any amount of negativeness in the finish to diminish from the nose or the palate. Now, I'm pretty sure I marked this as a will buy again bottle. And I'm going to have to go and, I'll be a sucker for that bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with this bag once this video is done. I'll figure something out for sure. But I'm definitely going to buy another bottle of this for my stash. It's going to be the third bottle in my stash. That's good enough to hang around. Well, let me know in the comments what you think. Have you tried this? Have you heard of this? If you've seen it and haven't tried it yet, and you do like Irish whiskey, get it. Let me know how much it costs in your area, and then come back at me and let me know after you've tried it. Well, as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.